Every person who has a pending application for an immigrant visa will have to undergo a medical exam. But the medical exam can be a big source of anxiety for a lot of people, and there are reasons why your application could be denied due to the results of your medical exam. So the medical exam is an important step in getting your immigrant visa. This is immigration attorney Amanda Thomas. In today's video, I am going to go over what happens at the immigrant visa medical exam, so keep watching. Why do you have to have a medical exam? The purpose of the medical exam is to check for medical-related inadmissibility issues. Admissibility is exactly what it sounds like. Do you meet the basic standard for being admitted to the United States? There are generally 4 types of medical inadmissibility. The first type of medical inadmissibility is having a communicable disease of public health significance. The second is not being properly vaccinated. The third is having a physical or mental disorder. And the fourth is drug addiction or abuse. In this video, I'm not going to go in depth about the types of medical inadmissibility, although I do plan on making a video about that at a later date. In today's video, I'm just going to go over what happens at the medical exam. An important thing that you should know is that the immigrant visa medical exam is different than the medical exam that applicants for adjustment of status from within the United States has to undergo. While these two medical exams are similar, they're not exactly the same. They're done by doctors with different certifications and they're done on different forms. This means that if you happen to be in the United States when your consular interview is scheduled, you can't have your medical exam done by a certified civil surgeon in the United States. You have to have your immigrant visa medical exam conducted by a doctor who is a panel physician. For each consular post, there are only 1 or 2 certified panel physicians. Because there are only 1 or 2 certified panel physicians in your consulate or embassy's jurisdiction, that means that you should schedule an appointment very quickly after you get your immigrant visa interview notice, because those appointments get booked up very quickly. But this isn't something that you should schedule in advance of receiving your interview notice because the medical exams expire. Also, many panel physicians won't allow you to schedule your medical exam until you have an appointment notice. But scheduling your medical exam should be one of the first things that you do as soon as you receive your interview notice. In addition to the appointments being booked up quickly, you also want to make sure that you schedule your medical exam quickly, because during the course of the medical exam, the physician may find out that you have to have further testing done that they can't complete in one appointment. Scheduling your medical exam too close to your interview date could potentially cause a delay in the issuance of your visa if the medical exam is not completed in time for your appointment because you had to do additional testing. So what actually happens at the exam? The panel physician is going to be completing a form. That is form DS2053. In order to complete this form, the panel physician is going to go over many aspects of your health. The first thing that the panel physician is going to do is get an overview of your medical history. This will be a verbal communication between you and the physician. The next thing that will happen is that the panel physician will give you a physical exam. They will physically inspect your body to look for signs of inadmissibility. They will look at your eyes, nose, throat, your skin. They will give you an abdominal exam. Basically, some of the same things that would happen when you have your yearly checkup. After the physical exam, the panel physician is going to give you a chest x-ray to check for tuberculosis, and they are going to give you a blood test to test for syphilis. The next thing is the panel physician is going to go over your vaccination history. Every applicant for an immigrant visa has to have the proper vaccinations. If you can bring your records in to show that you have been vaccinated for all of the necessary vaccines, then the panel physician will just mark on your record that you are properly vaccinated. If you are missing some of the necessary vaccines, the doctor will have you get the vaccine. For most vaccinations required for the medical exam, the panel physician will accept you having one dose of a multi-dose vaccine series. This will be based on your promise that you will get the remaining vaccines when you get to the United States. However, the rules for the COVID-19 vaccine are different. You have to have both vaccines for a multi-series COVID vaccine before the panel physician will write that you're properly vaccinated on your medical exam. This means that if you're not vaccinated yet, you need to begin your COVID vaccination schedule as soon as possible. That's because many of the COVID vaccines require that each vaccine in the series be given a certain time distance apart. If you don't start with enough time, you won't be fully vaccinated in order to complete your medical exam in order to take it with you to your visa interview. So you need to make sure that you're properly vaccinated for COVID well in advance of your medical exam. That way you don't have any unnecessary delays. The last thing that the doctor is going to do is go over your mental health. The panel physician doesn't really care if you have, a history of mild depression. What they're typically worried about when it comes to the mental exam is to make sure that you aren't exhibiting any harmful behaviors. Particularly, they want to make sure that you don't have any mental illness that would cause you to be violent against yourself or other people. And again, the last thing that you should know about what happens at the medical exam is that there's potential that they may require that you undergo more testing or more treatment. For example, if during the course of your medical exam, the physician believes that you may have a history of drug abuse, they may require that you undergo a drug screening. So again, it's really important that as soon as you get your interview notice, you're making efforts to get your medical exam scheduled. At the end of your medical exam, the panel physician is going to seal the results of your exam in an envelope. The panel physician will then either give the envelope to you to take with you to the interview, or they will send the results directly to the embassy. If the panel physician gives you the sealed envelope, it is very important that you don't open it. It needs to remain sealed until you hand it to the consular officer. So what happens if a panel physician finds a health problem that could make you medically inadmissible? If a doctor finds a medical issue that could make you inadmissible, but it's a medical issue that can be remedied through a treatment, they will give you that treatment before they will complete the medical exam. However, if the panel physician finds a problem that is more serious related to medical inadmissibility, it may require a waiver. Again, I do plan on making videos about what to do if you're found medically inadmissible, and I do want to make a video about medical inadmissibility waivers. But I hope that this general overview gave you an idea about what's going to happen at your medical exam. And I hope that you found this video informative, and I hope that you found this video helpful. And if you did, I would like you to like my video and subscribe so that you can be notified whenever I post anything new.